We are live. Freedom Squad, Friday Night Live. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Yeah, we haven't done a Freedom Squad live in quite some time. And good news, Jeremy has got a bunch of cable installers running fiber through his front yard as we speak. And very soon we'll have high-speed internet straight out there in good old Martin County.
Has he gone and snipped in and teed off of it already?
They'll be, once they get done with the boxes they've got done. They actually got my sister's house already wired up, and Jeremy and my dad will be getting wired up probably within the next week or two. So it will be very soon that we will have the full complement of the Freedom Squad back in the Friday Night Lives, which also means Jeremy can start doing his own lives from bait making studio right there at his place. But so good news there. Yeah, he's going to actually have faster internet connection than I've got, so he's not going to know what to do with himself having all them internets.
Well, let's back way up. Let's back up a couple of months.
Back way up.
If you don't know, if y'all don't know, I suffered a heart attack at the beginning of March.
Yeah, he did.
Pretty much been out of commission since. Yes, I've gone on a vacation. Yes, I went hunting. However,
oh, you got to tell everybody what you was hunting. I mean, come on now.
I was turkey hunting in a blind, sitting on my ass. Okay, so it wasn't. And we walked 50 yards from the cabin to go hunting. Okay, it was 100. We walked 100 yards and sat there for 35 minutes and was done. Okay, 3 birds down, dead. Best year we've ever had. Anyway,
bang, just that fast.
Yeah. So yes, I did have a heart attack. It wasn't okay. You can't say it's not serious, but they couldn't get a stent in. But I only had one vein that is blocked, so I was not a candidate for open heart or anything like that. So I'm on meds and diet and quit smoking.
Yes, sir. Glad to hear that.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at, which kind of led to where and why we're
but
tonight.
Also you went to Red Crest.
I did go to Red Crest.
Gotta.
I cooked for Jeff Sprague, Andy Morgan, and Michael Neal at their B&B, and Andy Morgan's wife Missy was there. So I hung out there all day long while they were practicing their last day of practice on Tuesday. Fixed them ribs. Sly, you're gonna be mad. All you guys that were at the first Knucklehead where I cooked, they got the hash brown casserole. If you missed out, they got it. They got beans, smoked cornbread, which none of them had ever had, smoked chicken Alfredo with KNUKLHED sausage in it. So I did a whole meal. Like, I thought I was cooking for a lot more people. They had leftovers for days and days. So I did that, and then literally I sat around in my B&B doing nothing, which I was 2 weeks removed from my heart attack at that point. So I just sat there, did nothing, watched the tournament. I went to the expo Sunday afternoon and watched the championship trophy presentation. Got some great video of that. Talked to Brett again. Did not get to meet DC. Obviously, he was a little busy, and he wasn't at the expo because he was fishing every day. But so that was a cool week. But while I was there happened to be a kayak tournament going on as well. So I hung out with a bunch of the Freedom Squad peeps at their B&B while they were doing the Team Kayak series.
Yeah.
So I was with Corey, Mike Ridenauer, Corey Bachtel. I'm going to say it right, Corey.
There you go.
Bachtel. And Trevor Wagner and Emily Hyman. So hung out with them. I even did a little small Brock cook for them with some sauces and stuff. So
very cool.
They got food as well off the smoker. So I did that. And then I worked for like 2 days and then left for a week again and just finished another short week of work. And now I'm here.
There we go. So, ran into Michael down there, had a good conversation. which, you know, is really cool because those of us who've known Michael for quite some time, you know, it's like every time somebody new gets to meet him with, you know, and Jeremy will be next, you know, thinking about it.
Wait, Jeremy's not met him, has he?
No,
Holy
don't-
crap. I didn't realize that.
I don't think so.
No, because, well, he may have at the first NC because Mike said he met us at the first NC, but
Yeah,
he
but
wasn't. He wasn't.
We don't
anybody then.
remember anybody
Yeah.
from the first NC except like we met Gene, we met Chad, you know, we met Christine, we met Joe Navoa, the Marine that won one of the Catch 22 kayaks. Actually saw him down at Dale Hollow. We were just fishing on opposite ends of the lake.
Well, I told him to look you up.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, but yeah, it's when you're pre-fishing and then fishing and then
yeah,
making a run. And I had an inspection team come in this Monday. Liz says, "Who's Nightbot?"
Nightbot's an automated chat. It's
Nightbot. I picked this up from Matt and I applied it here because sometimes you get Russian spammers, and you guys know how it is. If I'm doing an Everything Kayak Fishing podcast, I'm focused on the guest and not so much the chat because we're filming a podcast or recording a podcast to be used later. So yeah, don't tease Nightbot or Nightbot will get your ass. So no all caps and all that good stuff.
I think you're gonna have to down it's being pretty aggressive.
Yeah, that's the way I got it set because you never know when the Russians are going to come in and do the stuff and things.
I got you. Don't
you
swear.
You can't say that you're a Gen X technological moron because Gen X created the technology that you refuse to use. And Matt and I both live in those Gen X world.
I'm just tired of Liz complaining that she doesn't know technology.
I know. She's so
get over it.
She's so wore out from catching all those big fish, you know, year after year after year.
I know.
But I mean, I get it. We can't give her any
more technology. Somebody's
got to
be forward to catching them.
We can't give her any more technology or she'll start catching like 24s and 25s and just, you know, embarrassing us all even more. But you know what I'm saying. But so speaking of Michael, I got a little something I need to kick off here and play.
Ass kicked my butt. And I blame you for not being here. I don't know if it would have changed anything. But I want to make this video say thank you for everything you've done for me and the countless things I've seen you and witnessed you do for other people. And JT is bringing this Titan home to you so that you're more comfortable and that you're able to continue fishing and doing what you love. And it's just my way of saying thanks for being that person that the rest of us strive to be, that help everybody and anybody, give the shirt off your back for anybody without ever a question asked, without ever wanting anything in return. Keep being that person, buddy. I am blessed and honored to call you my friend, and I hope this thing brings you years of enjoyment. And I'm sending the mojo with it so you can catch some big fish. Whip JT here.
There you go.
So yeah, I couldn't find a Trail Eater sticker for it. I know you would have really appreciated that, but
we'll have to put a Freedom Squad sticker on it just to.
Your favorite Trail Eater will be rooting for you and watching, and I expect to see lots of pictures of you smashing them out there for mayhem. So enjoy it. We love you. Thank you.
All right, so while we were talking down there at Red Crest in the Team Kayak Series, Mike offered to give me one of his Titan X's since he's no longer sponsored with Native and he went to New Canoe because he had two. So I was originally supposed to pick it up in June. These gentlemen talked behind my back, and apparently, you know, JT picked it up. So I drove down to Bedford today, and I picked up my new boat to me. So I have the Titan X 12.5 Propel with the brand new pedal. Like it was in the box. He never used it. JT is selling me a motor guide. So I will be motorized and pedals. And I have a boat that is twice as big as what I came out of with the RS 117. So what really, the heart attack was part of it, but what really spoiled me was Knucklehead last year when I borrowed Emily's boat, and just having the mobility to be able to go, and I was able to fish longer because I wasn't paddling. Like I wasn't as wore out after a big day like that as I normally am, because I don't know, like, okay, heart attack aside, I'm broken from the Army. I got a torn rotator cuff that is non-repairable. I got an AC joint separation, non-repairable. Like, so my right shoulder is hosed, and I'm right-handed, so I cast all day, and then I paddle all day. So if you've watched any of my national championship videos, you'll hear me say in the middle of it, yeah, if I paddle over there, I'm going to be toast, and I'm going to pay for it to try to go get one more fish. And I did it, and I paid for it. So I know my limitations, and now this is just going to help me. And I guess I'm going to have to win Mayhem again this month and this year, because JT's come out the box swinging with talking some smack already about Mayhem. So yeah, I am now the new owner of a boat that is motorized, and the only thing I have to do, JT, is I do have to get the mounting bracket that's not the one you gave me.
Right.
And everything else we got. We've got it all set up. I got to contact Mike. The little bar that goes through to hold the pedal that it pendulums on is not with the boat. And it didn't come in the box because it was part of the boat. But he had taken that out. So, yeah, it's awesome. It's freaking heavy. It does not fit in my truck. I had to borrow a freaking truck bed extender from old Gramps too. Like, he just set me up. I backed into his driveway and he just started throwing stuff into my truck. Sorry. He just started throwing stuff into my truck. He goes, here's this cable, and it does this and this. Because basically, he had the whole wiring harness and everything set for this motor for the XTR. Do people know about?
Mm-mm. We don't talk about the XTR.
We're not talking about it?
Nope.
Okay. So, anyway, that's what I've got currently, what I'm rocking. So I'll have pedals and a motor, which I think will be very, very helpful. Like what I found out with, and I'm sure you're the same way, with the spot lock, it's awesome.
Yep.
But it may not put you to where you want to be facing to fish effectively on a grass line or something, because of how it's gonna lock you with the wind into your face. That's cool unless you're fishing over here or you want to fish over here and you can't, right? So you got to be able to turn your boat a little bit. So I think that and the old Anchor Wizard, I think, is going to be clean your mouthy off there, JT.
I don't care. I'm eating Chick-fil-A.
If Chick-fil-A, it's not Sunday, he can have Chick-fil-A.
It's cheat day, so
I ate some Chick-fil-A when I was in Gunnersville. There's a Chick-fil-A out past where we normally, like, out in the other town.
Oh, okay.
Like, if you go across, yeah. It's nice. All right, Corey, we'll see you, buddy. And then Jeremy, I can run around down there at Boggs with you and show you how to fish Boggs.
There you go.
I'm not going to be just stuck at Atterbury having to paddle. So
it'll be a game changer. And of course, you've got, of course, Mike and I, when we were talking, and we knew we were going to meet up at Dale Hollow, and we knew Mayhem was coming, we we were definitely planning and scheming and so forth and so on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the fact that I could, you know, I knew that having you motorized would be a game changer. And the stability of that thing will be crazy good for you. And you'll be able to move around a little more. So, yeah, Josh is like, you can come to Pawtucket with us on Sunday.
Sadly, I can't. I've got some personal, this is not health related, but I got personal things that are going on that are big time, that my inner circle here, that the boys know about, that I've not shared and not talked about, and not gonna talk about until things get fixed. But
till later, yeah.
I'm otherwise engaged Sunday at noon.
Right.
And depending on the weather, I might be able to get out. And I engage because I didn't really know I was getting the boat. So I made myself busy yesterday too. You know, I'm going to dig up some. I've now found out that my daughter is digging up some tulips from somebody's house, and they need my truck to put all of the tulips and dirt in. And then we're going to a duck race in Bloomington, a rubber duck race.
Yeah.
So
for those who are wondering what we're talking about, Jeremy and I are sponsoring, between the Freedom Squad Bait Company and Fishing with Gramps, we're sponsoring one of our kayak clubs. It's a local, the Southern Indiana Yak Anglers Club. We're sponsoring the tournament this Sunday on Pawtucket, and Jeremy's bringing a ton of baits to give away. And I can't wait till Jeremy comes online so he can talk to you about that side of things, but can't talk about it yet. But yeah, I'm giving away, for people who come and show up and fish, I'm going to do a drawing for a Cashin Tackle Warehouse exclusive chatterbait rod. And that's to celebrate my new affiliation with Tackle Warehouse. So if you shop at Tackle Warehouse looking for Tackle Warehouse things, you want to help old Gramps out, click on the link, and, you know, I'll be covering stuff, mostly Tackle Warehouse exclusive stuff. Of course, I still have my primary partnership with American Legacy Fishing, but they don't carry the Tackle Warehouse exclusive stuff. And, you know, which means that they wouldn't have the new Tackle Warehouse exclusive Evo Tungsten Mini Maxes that I absolutely love.
Oh my God.
Some videos about these coming up. So I'll be giving away a Cashin chatterbait rod that I've done fished with once and do the review on it and giving it away. I'll do another drawing for a Shimano SLX reel, of course, from American Legacy Fishing. And then for somebody who's never fished a Kayak event before, anybody who's there and fishes, I'll put your name in a hat with the other brand new Kayak anglers. And I'll draw out somebody who's going to win 3 Z-Man Baby jackhammers. Well, Sly Fox, of course it's not a cheap rod. Do you know me give away cheap shit? I mean, come on, bruh. If I'm going to sponsor a tournament, it ain't going to be no junk. Come on now. So yeah, I'm bringing some prizes. Jeremy's bringing some juice that he created, and when Jeremy gets on, he'll tell you the story about that one of the high schoolers that he sponsored catching a 4-pound smallie on one of his baits. But we'll save that for another live when Jeremy is able to join us. So yeah, that's this Sunday. So if you're in around Pawtucket, I know it's going to rain. It's going to be 50-some degrees. But there's been some big fish being caught out of there too. May not catch any. May catch some. May catch your PB. I think I've caught at least a 20 out of there every year that I've gone down there. Did I catch 4 more to go with it? No. But there's some big fish in Pawtucket. They can be stingy, but it's that time of year when you can really catch on them because they're feeding up to go to spawn.
It's just like Monroe. I equate I think Monroe is a little harder to fish because it's a little bigger, but they're both huge reservoirs.
Yep.
That have the same structure, same like they're just going to fish the same.
And they both get beat up by boat tournaments.
Oh yeah.
If there was a Bassmaster or a Major League Fishing event coming to Indiana, it would be one of those two lakes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, but that's pretty cool. But that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Of course, you know, I think with Matt being able to get on the water and be a little more comfortable and being able to not expend all of his energy, because I told him, you know, and we've talked about it, and I get it. He's had other things that he's had to fund that had a major priority. So this is going to be a game changer for him because now he can just focus on fishing. He doesn't have to pretend to be a kayaker and a part-time angler. He can be a kayak fisherman.
Bro, I'm still a part-time angler.
Just saying, you ain't gonna have no excuses. I'm tired and it's been 10,000 and I had to paddle 20 miles into
both
the wind,
ways. Both ways into the wind.
Yeah.
Back in my day when you wanted to kayak fish.
So the first comment that I got on Instagram today when I posted that short of you picking up the kayak, somebody literally said, "Where's Selma kayak?"
Selma is still sitting. Okay, so it's Selma 2.0.
Yeah.
She is sitting on my... I've just not had a chance to get her out because, okay, think about it. We came out of the cold snap. March 18th, I had a heart attack, which I had been out one time. I went out one day in March and had signed up for the March month-long and the April. No, March. I signed up for the March month-long. Fished one day, blanked. Heart attack, in the hospital for a week, gone for a week, right? So, yeah, and I didn't even sign up for April because I wasn't cleared at the time to do any strenuous activity. And I didn't, and I'd asked them about traveling and hunting, and they're like, that's okay. You got to get your stress test.
Yeah.
And I had that, and I guess I passed it. They didn't tell me they haven't called and said, hey, don't do anything. So, I should be okay to freaking fish, but not having to paddle again. That's going to save me a lot.
Yeah, 100%.
And looking at this boat, okay, so one, it's bigger than a PWR, and my positioning in it, I don't think my back's going to hurt as bad. I don't think my legs are going to hurt as bad. I'll have to see when I get the pedals in. What angle, because I am tall. That's the only drawback to any kayak is how tall I am for leg space, like with pedals. Now I push that seat back, it adjusts. Yeah. So I push it back.
Being motorized, you won't have to have the pedals in it, so you won't have those in your way. So
right.
That'll be nice too.
But I still want to use them though, even with the motor in. That's what I'm saying. I think having both, because then I can position a little bit easier and then still run somewhere. But
and to me, one of the primary advantages of having that is if you're skipping boat docks and you land into a fish, you can immediately backpedal.
Yeah.
And pull yourself out away from the docks. That cost me a big bass on last year's knucklehead. I mean,
jokes about what, Jeremy? The heart attack, or quitting smoking, or the excuses of not fishing. Because, Catch 22, I'm still going to kick your ass. My goal this year is to kick your ass at Catch 22.
Yeah. Speaking of Catch 22, do any of us actually have any fish?
I don't.
Yeah. I don't think Jeremy does either, because he's not going to upload any until he catches an 18 or better.
Yeah, he doesn't understand the concept of Catch 22.
Yeah, I think in Indiana I've got, because I've already done the nationwide because I've been traveling, obviously.
Right. You got 22 in Texas, didn't you?
6, 8, 10. I got 12 fish uploaded in Indiana, and only one of them's at 19. So,
did you get 22 in Texas?
I got a 21 and a quarter in Texas.
No. Did you get 22 fish?
I don't know, but I wasn't uploading to Texas. I was uploading to nationwide.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was like, anywhere I travel, I'll put on nationwide. Anywhere. So I've got a 21 and something out there on the nationwide.
No. I wasn't talking. I was talking 22 because you know how when we did the Kentucky Lake.
Yeah, but since they do the nationwide one now, I just I'm going to do nationwide and whenever I travel, I'll throw those up, and then if I'm back home, then I'll put them up here. But yeah, there was nothing like catching. Of course, I do get the first bragging rights, but that's only because. But you know who with the first frogfish of the year?
The only one. That'd be the only one you catch.
Don't matter. It's a 4-pounder, baby. And then I go catch that. I go catch that 6.5-pound giant. It was 21 inches.
Speaking of mayhem, okay, can you pull up Fishing Chaos real quick? Let's just do a teaching moment. Go to Indiana's leaderboard for me. Let's see if the chat can figure out what's wrong with this submission. Because I challenged it already.
Okay, let's see.
The guy from Illinois that's in last place. Go ahead and share your screen. When you get it up. Sorry, I'm trying to not make it difficult, but this is an opportunity for teaching 101.
Okay, is it up?
That's catch 22. I need the that's showing, but mayhem. By the way, Chip took the daggum lead already this month. No,
you want the Indiana Challenge Series mayhem?
Yeah. Go back to your tournament.
Oh, okay.
You got way more than me. There you go. Go to Indiana. Yeah. Now you're in the right place, Grampsies. This is just an educational moment. All right, go to Indiana. Right.
All right.
Now, the guy in last place from Illinois, he's got one fish. So open that up, and it's already been challenged. You're gonna have to go back. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right, chat. What is wrong with this picture? Why did I challenge it?
Well, that took me about no seconds at all.
What do you think is wrong with this fish, and why did I challenge it for the tournament? We'll give you a few minutes.
Solid little 15.
It is well, and it's got that underbite jaw. That's gonna be a big fish.
It's not that like I'm gonna kick your ass.
Yeah. That's a good fish. Okay, the classic kayaker got it. No identification. There is 0 tag in this picture. So why is that important? Well, if you don't have your identifier, because I don't have the XF data, that could have been a fish from anytime, anywhere, anytime.
Yep.
Just thrown in there. And I'm not trying to badmouth. I'm just saying, as an educational moment for you all, don't forget your ID tag. Don't forget, and make sure, because I had a fish kicked out even in catch 22 that was my PB before I tied it again, right? Because I had the identifier there, but you couldn't see the code for catch 22 because its fin covered the identifier for that catch 22 thing. So
very cool. Actually, I'm going to show something else real quick too. Just for those of you who are like me, who, let me see, I need cancel, present, image file.
See, Chase, I'm trying to help. Keep your ID. And Liz, don't forget your net and lose a 19.5 in an important tournament because you left your net in the car.
Let's see.
I'm gonna have so much room for activities in this new boat.
Oh, dude,
I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself.
It's gonna be crazy. Oh, you know what? I should have just stayed in Fishing Chaos. 1 second. I'm also watching for Chad to pop in as well.
Yeah.
Because he should be in the chat somewhere. Let me go back to FC. I will go back to dashboard.
But yeah, I actually, I don't know how many other people challenged it, but I challenged it because I was looking through the leaderboard and I'm like,
now tell them why you want to be challenging fish.
You know, you asked me that, but it's going to help with the algorithm to make sure that, I think I'm saying this right, to make sure that that shit's working right? No, you explain it.
That's one of the reasons, but the main reason is because Chad is giving away an Eagle Eye graph.
Oh, yes. For being
to
an
one
Eagle
of the
Eye.
people.
I forgot about that.
Yep.
I forgot. I do remember that now. We did talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
I only saw him when I was in Gunnersville, so he was busy. We were supposed to get together, and he was going to take me fishing. That didn't happen. He ended up working. I think he was actually working the expo when he wasn't going to be working the expo, and I didn't know it, but I knew he was busy with some sponsorship stuff on Thursday or Wednesday or something, and it just didn't work out to where we could hang out and chat. So I saw him and Austin at the expo, and Gene and Michael Musgrove at the expo for like 10 minutes and chatted. So
let me pull up one of these monsters I caught while down south and share screen. Window.
I don't need that forward facing Sly. I'm gonna catch them old school. We're gonna see how well I can stand up.
I'll tell anybody out there too, unless you're gonna go try to win tournaments and really spend years on it, don't waste your money. I don't need it. I rarely ever use it. I'll look at like brush piles and whatnot, but I still don't catch fish using it. I still go fish the way I fish. Oh,
there you go. See?
Why is that not pulling up? Anyway, if you guys want a new, check out if you haven't seen them on like when I post on Facebook or Instagram, go check out the new Trash Panda ID tags. You can customize them to the way that you want, and they're absolutely fantastic.
There's a link. Let me just go ahead and post the link.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is that okay? Trash Panda.
But the Trash Panda IDs are KBF approved. I'm going to wait till he starts picking his nose, and then I'll add him in.
Well, so here's what Chad does, though. Chad goes balls to nose. He'll stick his hand down in his crotch and then go to nose. Like he's trying to figure out if his balls smell.
I don't have to figure out if my balls smell. I pretty much know they smell like all the time.
Yeah.
They smell like cashews. Or at least that's what I've been told they taste like. So if they taste like that, they probably smell like that too.
So, Chad, what you missed and what we were kind of doing before you got here.
Wait, are we live?
We are live. Oh, hell yeah. You walked straight into it. We've been live since 7 o'clock. So what we were live for before we brought you in was Michael Ridenauer presented Matt with his Titan X from last season.
When you say presented, you mean like he gave him a
he
boat?
He gave Matt his Titan X, and I picked that up and brought it back with me from Dale Hollow, and Matt came down and picked it up today. So when you called or we were on the phone and Matt pulled up, that's what Matt was doing. So
Matt is not going to be King Kong on a tricycle anymore, is what you're saying?
No, he's going to be in a boat that's probably going to fit him a little bit better.
I won't be a big sock on top of a little.
You know those bicycles those bicycles that recumbent bike where they lay down and the pedals are out in front of the wheel? I've always thought about putting foot braces on Matt's kayak like that, where his feet are like out in front. You know what I'm saying? But now we don't have to.
That's so
cool. Yep. I sent Matt
my hats off to you, Mike. Like literally, figured, not just literally. My hats off to you.
Yeah, it was really cool. So I sent him home with the XI3 and the 135 amp Dakota Lithium and the power to get him through the season, and that way he can go hop into Mayhem, which is why we pulled you in to talk about the new Knucklehead and all the the fuckery that's gone on with Mayhem just today alone.
But literally, I got like 13 texts I haven't even responded to yet. So I did make one clarification that it's challenge series for the last 3 years instead of like forever. Because one, I can't track it. And two, if you won it over 3 years ago, no big deal. If you've won in the last 3 years, you're ineligible. So I basically said state challenge series for the last 3 years, not just like anything. Hey, if I won the Knucklehead last year, no, it's just state challenge series. Things that lead to the 10 is basically what I was saying. So I clarified that in the description. And
so go ahead and tell us what we're doing for Knucklehead this year. For those, I pulled a whole bunch of people in and said, wait, Chad's going to come talk about it.
So Knucklehead is going to be a little bit different than before. I got a little bit out over my skis last year, promised too much money, made it too complicated. It's not what people really even gave a crap about. So Knucklehead is going to be a fun way to win some cool prizes, to win some entries into the national championship, to qualify for the national championship without having to compete with like all the ultra hammers of the world. It's also going to be a way for me to engage my sponsors to bring products to anglers at a different level. And then, you know, it kind of sucks where you got a tournament where like a person wins a challenge series and the prize is like whatever, and they're sponsored by that company. And like, well, can I get cash instead of that prize since I'm sponsored by that company? No, dude, that's what the prize was. If you just went and won it, you just won your sponsor prize. Give it to a buddy or something. So anyway, the idea behind this is to do mayhem for one, to get Knucklehead going again. I am going to run a Team Chad Knucklehead for an opportunity to win your way onto my team. And we're doing teams a little different this year. We're not going to do the 5-person team with the 5 fish. We're going to do a 2-person team, and we're going to do a 4-fish deal. But it's going to be a 1-day shootout, and it's 2 fish from each person on the team. So just to change it up a little bit. But to win the Knucklehead, it's 10 fish, because it's more about getting out there and catching fish. And if somebody goes and catches 3, 4, 5 big fish, you're kind of screwed. But if you got a chance to catch 10 fish, you got a better chance. So we're experimenting a little bit. It's more about fun. It's more about engagement. It's an opportunity to cut your teeth. You can look at your top 5 against the top 5 in your state and go, damn, I could have been competitive. So then jump in the state challenge next year. And, but this year, the way we're going to do the Knucklehead is there's going to be the Hero Cup, but it's going to be a 1-day, 2-person team. I'm going to, like I say, run a Team Chad challenge. For what I'm going to do is draw from everybody that entered fish for a winner to be on my team. But then other people under Team Chad can create Team Chad 1, Team Chad 2, Team Chad 3, or whatever. And then if the highest placing Team Chad, I'm going to put a prize package up for. Again, that's going to be more fun, in my opinion, than trying to do what we did, you know, with herding cats and all that kind of stuff. And if people want to get a house together and we want to stay with our team cat, okay, you can still do all that. You can coordinate that all together. There could be 5 Team Gramps now, you know what I mean? Instead of 1. There can be 20 Team Creeks or whatever. I'm not going buck wild like I did last year with like all the team captains. I'm just going to do mine. And then whoever wants to do theirs can do theirs. I'll help them with it. And then ultimately it come down to the Knucklehead Cup. The Knucklehead Cup will be a 50-50 payout. 50% will go to Heroes on the Water. 50% will go to the payout. And then I'll have prizes that are equal to or greater than the 50% that goes to house. So it's like it's 100% payout, but it's 50-50. And then that money will be right there. Not some shit I got to wait on a sponsor for. Here's your money. Here's a check. You can leave here with your check, you know? So that's kind of the new format. And like, I wanted to introduce it with Mayhem. I'm going to put up the Team Chad thing probably like halfway through May, run it through Father's Day, something to that effect. And then I'll probably do like one more just to say, raise awareness. Then if you want to do one, JT, you can do one. And then, but then you don't have to fish in one of those events to just show up and fish the Knucklehead. You just got to find a team member. And it'll be 2-person teams. It'll be fun.
And I was going to say, if you want to make your own team for Knucklehead, there's no qualification except for being 100%. There.
100%. Yep.
Well, is there going to be an entry fee for that?
For the championship?
For the Hero Cup.
It's gonna be like $50. 50% will go to Heroes on the Water. 50% will go to the cup or to the deal. And then I'll have prizes equal to the amount we take out to donate to Heroes on the Water. And so, like I said, a $50 entry fee, $25 a person, nothing crazy. but it's just going to be mostly about the trophy and about the fun part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So if Matt and I want to team up and be Team Freedom Squad, there we go.
So I don't have to qualify to be on Team Gramps. We just make
No.
a team.
Yeah.
Just too
Pay our entry
complicated.
fee.
My damn phone. I was on the phone every day with people who were too lazy to read or miscommunicated, or I'm on 19. I really wanted it to be for knuckleheads, which makes it simple and easy, and I overcomplicated it. And then, like I said, I made it too much about the money, blah, blah, blah. This year it's going to be fun. It's going to be a chance to win prizes along the way, and good prizes along the way. And then we're going to have some badass prizes, you know, at the Knucklehead Cup, like we did last time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Shoot, yeah, that'd be awesome. It'll be fun. And
Pretty
like,
straightforward.
for those who didn't get a chance or, you know, haven't qualified for the KBFNC because they just got into it, it's a good way to, I mean, for example, here in Indiana, even in May, it's hard. It's hard.
Well, the reason why it's
finish in the
hard,
top 50% with all these damn
we have a
hammers that
lot
we
of
have here.
we have a lot of anglers in Indiana who are really, really good on the national level.
So, I mean, and that's just part of it. So Jeremy, Matt, and I have always, you know, we were generally the last three in every year. So, so the knucklehead version of this will be, you know, a little more for those of you who hop into this. You're not going against the Sam Jones, the Glenn Landstroms, the Merlin Hammers, Mike Elsey. You know, you're going against us, and that's you're gonna have a good shot, and it'll be fun too because
we're not hammers. We just talk a lot of smack.
That's right.
There's going to be some hammers in there. We're just not going to have the known hammers, the ones that come in and beat up on every damn thing that they do. Don't have a job, fish 7 days a week, you know, that kind of thing. And I'm sure there's going to be some of that mixed in, but there's also going to be a lot of fun. And all the prizes for this thing are based on draw. You just have to enter 10 fish, and every fish you enter is a ticket for an entry for the drawing for the full year of fishing next year. That could be $3,000 if you fish in all the state challenges.
Talk about some of the prizes that you're going to draw for including the one that you just mentioned, which a lot of people may not really realize what kind of an impact that really is.
So I'm going to have a missile baits prize package that I'm just waiting on the number. I'm going to have Dakota Lithium. I'm going to have Yak Attack. I'm going to have
Yeti
missile baits, Yak Attack. I'll have a confirmation on Monday as to whether or not I can throw a power pole in there. I'll have a confirmation on Monday as to whether or not I can throw Lowrance in there. Right now it's $1,000 that I'm committing to. Based on however many people sign up, I'll keep ramping that thing up. And what I'm trying to do,
Yeti's one of your sponsors for that.
Yeah, a Yeti. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make enough money off of this thing that I cover the cost of checks and trophies and the meal for the knucklehead. Really is what it boils down to, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm going to run this one. I'm probably going to run another one in June, maybe a one in August, and then maybe one in September, all of which are going to be national championship qualifiers. So the reason that I want the Knucklehead Cup to be at the same time is I'm really wanting you to get engaged in this thing for your chance to get into the national championship. And then really the way that the national championship works with it being 3 days is your first 2 days are your qualifying rounds. The real national championship is the 100. If you make it into that 100, you are now in the true part of the national championship. It doesn't diminish that you made the national championship and you got into the qualifying rounds. But if you really think about it, like making that 100 should be everybody's goal. And then that's when it gets good. But with the hourly payouts and the format that we've got, we'll talk more about later.
Yep.
You can come down there and take home a bunch of money and not even make it into the 100. But if you do make it into the 100, then you're fishing for that day 3 payout. And then you can fish the Knucklehead. And then, oh, by the way, that Saturday or that Sunday, we're going to have the 10 guys competing in the 10 games, which I'll talk about later on, where there's going to be 10 chances to win $1,000.
So if you're not your regular traveling pro, this right here, this is a prize for a lot of people. And, to have one of these that you made it into the top 100, and qualify for championship day, it's truly, it's no easy task. I mean, I've been a couple of times and I've only got one.
I've
got a
3 times.
100 place sponsor this year. So we're going to pay $1,000 for the person that makes it into 100th place.
Well, that's going to be
not 101 and not 99, but if you come into exactly 100th place, there's going to be $1,000 bonus.
That's cool.
That
First
is
question
awesome.
somebody asked me is, what if there's a tie? Well, then you'll split it. If there's a 10-way tie, you get $100 a piece. If there's a 2-way tie, you get $500. There's going to be $1,000 bonus to be exactly 100th in the event.
That's cool. That's cool.
Hourly big bass, daily payouts. Then we do the 100. During the day of the 100, you can pre-fish for the knucklehead. You can fish for the big bass shootout. You're going to be separated from the 100. And then for the day of the 100, when we're reviewing everything, we'll do make sure that we double check everything for the national championship, leave the leaderboards up for challenges and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Last thing we want to do is walk away from a major event like this ever and have something like what happened with Hobie, where, somebody finds a duplicate fish. Yeah. Oh, dude. Then you start all this crap. We really are going to finish up Friday. We're going to have the Night of Champions where we're talking about Anglers of the Year, regional champions, and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And then Saturday, we'll go fishing. We'll do the Knucklehead Cup, 2-person teams, as many teams as we can get. And then that day, I'm going to have 5 or 6 judges from around the country that don't show up, double checking, triple checking, looking at all the fish. We'll have the National Championship Award ceremony. We'll have the Knucklehead Award ceremony. We'll announce the 10, that the 10 are actually finalized. And then we'll move into the Sunday. We're going to do media day for everybody that makes it into the 10. We're going to do a little competition for everybody that makes it into the 10. And we're actually going to encourage everybody that makes it into the national championship to hang around, because on one of the 10 games, we're going to actually let the fans jump in by drawing. Everybody will have a number when they show up. We'll call out a number, and you could come up and take a shot at winning one of the 10 games for $1,000. Or you can let one of the guys in the 10 pick one of the guys in the 10 to do the game for you. It's going to be casting competition, skills casting, bass hole, flip cup. There's some really cool stuff that we're working on in the background that's going to make the whole 10 games thing really fun. So, yeah, that's kind of the game plan for right now.
Very cool.
But
anybody got any questions in the chat about the Knucklehead Mayhem, be sure to ask. But yeah, this is your chance. If you're, this is your, and it's only a $25 entry fee as well. So yes, it didn't start on the 1st. It starts tomorrow, but you've got till the end of the month to put up your 10 best fish for a $25 entry fee to get drawn out for some cool prizes and bragging rights. And qualify into the KBFNC if you haven't already.
I might have a shot of winning this one.
We're going to be talking some smack. Of course, we had to give Jeremy a bunch of crap because he's already won a monthly, so he can't play.
By state, by region, and by national. I got all 3 things broken down. The more we can start looking at these regional relationships and how they lay out, the more we can set the table for the regional AOIs next year.
100%. Well, I'm going to have to go put some fish on the board on Sunday during my SIAC event.
But just like with popping the Knucklehead after the month started, Mayhem's going to be Mayhem this year. I'm going to announce a one-night stand the night before. I'm going to announce a Weekend Warrior the Wednesday before. I'm going to announce a couple of the other things that we've done in the past, like 24 to 48 hours heads up. Because it's Mayhem, and it's 50% of everything. At the end of the month of May, the Torquedo top 10 will be frozen, and everybody that's in the top 50 in each one of those states and in the overall qualified. Regional, everybody that's in the top 50% qualified. State record challenge, top 50% qualified. Largemouth and smallmouth. Yak Attack Piggyback, Missile Baits Mystery Fish, everything that we're running for the month of May, when the standings in, whether it's been a year-long calculation, a monthly calculation, it's 50%.
And I'm telling you, I want to be, and this is going to be one of my focuses this year, is I want to be the big bass, KBF State, Indiana big bass leader by the end of this year. And that's going to be fun because Brian Sparks has already got a 20. Brian Sparks has already got a 23 on the board for Indiana.
That's a big fish, dude. The
bar is high, but you got to fish in big fish lakes.
No, I know, but I'm just saying that's a toad.
That's a Monroe giant. That's a Patoka giant. That's a JT's honey hole. Been doing some scouting giant. So yeah, got some work to do.
Wasn't it 23 and a quarter, or is it 23 straight?
It's over 23. That's all I know.
That's why it's a big fish.
Yeah, it was,
and it wasn't one. So like we told him when we did the regional thing, you could submit any big fish to get a baseline for the big fish for the state.
Yeah,
he caught it this year.
Yeah,
so he
ruled out all of the guys that uploaded previous, 23. He caught it, and he caught it this year, which makes it the automatic leader. So, right. I mean, it's like bang, right over at Greene County, putting out just that damn fast.
He just said, he didn't say hold my bear. He said, just hold my rod and watch. Just watch. He
said, hold my stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bro, people are blowing my phone up about this. I got to read some of these.
Oh, dude, this is
already?
Dude, there's so much crying.
Since I announced it earlier today, there's not all crying. There's a couple of crying, but there's
okay,
there's
good.
Couple, I'm gonna read a couple of them. I gotta pull these up.
Are these crying or are these good ones?
Oh, both.
Okay.
So here's the first one. Hey, thanks for looking out for us non-hammers. Way to go. Hey, dude, what's the deal with the qualified people not being able to fish? Seems like some bullshit to me.
No, dude, you get to fish mayhem. You don't get to fish in this.
Hold on. Here's another one. You are disrespecting the anglers that truly built KBF by excluding those from this series. Look, that's silly. I understand what the person's trying to say. All of these people who've been fishing events and won events and blah, 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 and now you're excluding them. No, I'm including people that can then build their way up to be able to fish in the events that you've won in the past so that you can win some more money. So I'm building the field, basically. And this is how it works. To just completely pull the veil back, people have gotten discouraged by the same people winning over and over and over. So I'm creating an event to let some more people get in and get some confidence before they move up to that next level. And then there's people that say, dude, if it was like $25 and I could win some prizes and I had a chance, it would be a no-brainer, and I'd love to enter all my fish and see how I'm doing and compete with my buddies. But I can't do $50 times 5 or 10 months, and every month I don't have a chance, yada, yada, yada. So this is what that's for. So if you can win events, bro, there's all these other things. And here's what's crazy. Of some of the people that are texting me, they're not even signed up for the state challenge, and they're not signed up for the state record, the regional, the Torquedo top 10, and all that kind of stuff. So, but it's funny that you're now jumping in and saying something, and you're not even fishing in the things that you are eligible for.
Because and those are the guys that looked at like previous Knucklehead is like the B League, it was the beginner series to bring in a lot of new anglers, and this is just a challenge version of that. So there's nothing wrong with it at all.
Well, I will say this, and like what we alluded to back when we were trying to fish it in May, it was so tough. Indiana, for a month long, and I've fished all of them that I've been able to, paid for all of them, don't care. I know I don't have a shot. I have a chance, but I really don't. Like I might get in the top 5 if there's 5. Okay, but that doesn't bother me. It makes me try to do harder because Kiefer can sit on bluegrass all month long and put up 105 inches, right? Or somebody Chase and his wife can now sit bluegrass.
Yeah.
This was pretty good.
Okay.
Hey, if I won the event but I got DQ'd, am I eligible? Yeah, because you didn't win the event.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Oh, well, here's the other thing. Like, okay,
didn't win, bro. You got DQ'd. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem
you're
there.
DQ'd from this too because you're just disqualified, mother. Anyway,
put your PFD on this time.
And by the way, for all of y'all that are watching that are like, I thought you were going to shoot another. It's been raining like crazy outside. I've been wanting to shoot the new captain's meeting video. So I just renamed the April one May. It's the same shit I'm going to say over again. Just watch that captain's meeting video linked up and just pretend every time I say April, I say May. And then when I don't have like a biblical downpour where I got animals lining up in groups of 2 outside, I'll jump out there and reshoot the captain's meeting video. So
this year has been the craziest.
Bro,
we're probably going to have like a drought all summer. You know it's coming.
Yeah, it's like it is insanity here right now. Like when I say it's like I expected animals to be lining up in groups of 2, it's
well, okay, you guys got a bunch of snow. You got a bunch of snow, and then you've had bunches of rain.
See me right in the middle of it? I've been in it all that time going up that way. And then I got this crap down here coming behind me.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Look at that.
Yeah,
dang it.
Look,
So,
I'm actually sitting in between it for once.
I'm right in the middle. And you know what's crazy about it is that even though it looks like I've got this little dip coming right here, if you notice this is like a little dip, I promise you that shit's going to shift down and just run right up.
Oh, yeah.
Right up through me.
It's been crazy. Yeah. It has
and
been
Darren
crazy.
Wendell's going to be here tomorrow. We're supposed to be filming for like a week, and it's like literally torrential downpour tomorrow.
Dude.
So
I just have blue.
We'll have some fun. We'll make it work. We might go run a river and get wrecked. Dude, we got some stuff coming that's going to be so fun. I told a story to somebody the other day and they were literally like wiping tears out of their eyes. They're like, dude, you need to tell that story and put it on YouTube. So I did. I shot it and put it on YouTube today for it's a story about me going out kayak fishing with Kayak Kevin and Rick Burnley, who's now the editor of Kayak Angler magazine. And I had a real bad upset stomach. So I was doing like a Superman dookie off the side of the kayak. And I had forgotten that I put these weights in my pants leg and I threw my pants up on the front of the kayak, and kayaks were skinnier back then. And they had this little pointed nose and the hatch was this little round thing. And as I walked my way to the back of the kayak so that my dookie didn't like tumble down the side of the boat or down my leg, I literally moved the kayak around enough that the weight made my pants fall off. And by the time I realized it, they were like 30 foot deep. So then I had to take my shirt off and tie it on backwards like a damn sumo wrestler, baby, and go to a public beach that had 0 people on it when we launched that morning. But when I come back in, it was like people this close to each other. So, and then I'm not going to give the whole secret away, but even after I got off the beach, got my kayak loaded and was driving home, it got worse. So check that story out on my YouTube channel called My Most Embarrassing Fishing Story Ever. And if people like that, I got a bunch of stories that when we do campfires and things like that, that I'll tell. And we might even start recording them around the campfire.
Because we need some more dookie in the dark videos.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we have had, like, I can just name, just like when I was live on Twitch sitting in the B&B when you guys came over for dinner, talking about, do you shit in the dark? Do you? Well, yeah, it's the only way to do it. No, I go during the day or whatever, you know. The whole debate.
During the dark in the room, not like dark outside. You go whenever it hits you. But if you turn the bathroom light on while you're taking a shit, there's something wrong with you. I'm just saying there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you.
No,
there is something wrong with you. There is a psychosis.
That's the kind of crap we get on. That's the kind of conversation.
See, a serial killer. If you shit with the lights on, somebody in your family was a serial killer. I'm just telling you, there's something wrong with people who do that.
That's the kind of
Like
stuff.
people-
Like
People
Imagine-
who don't eat bacon and shit with the lights on are evil. I'm just telling you.
just imagine sitting around a campfire.
Oh, did
with
you
this
notice what
going
that
on.
said right there? You see what that said right there?
That's right, baby. I saw it.
Goddamn right.
Who's been telling you all year, bro?
Yeah.
He's
He's
back.
back.
Chad
Yeah, bro.
Motherfucking Hoover.
We about to
Yes,
have some
sir.
fun.
Dude, good. I'm glad to see it.
Yep.
Because when I first met you a few years ago, you was a fun dude. You was a fun dude. And you're
Oh, yeah.
still fun. But
Yeah.
you need,
But
you
he's
need
back.
to get back
He's
into
got
that.
caught
more
up in
fun dude.
caught up in his own head, caught up in some shit, having to deal with a divorce.
Oh.
You know, that shit'll
Oh, yeah.
I
wear
know.
you down, bro. But
I know. I've been dealing with some stuff,
Yep.
So
But
it's all good.
that's what the brother and sisterhood's all about. That's why you get a text about every other day going, "Sup, fucker."
mhm. Got that suck-fucker shirt in the pipeline too.
That's what I'm saying. What'd
the
you,
one that
what'd you
says
say? What's
kayak on The FKR shirt, fishing kayak
Yep.
rigger. The one that
Yeah.
says kayak says I kayak. I don't wear a skirt. I fish from a kayak. I don't wear a skirt. That got a lot of that coming.
Oh yeah, be having some fun.
Awesome.
All right, boys. It's Friday night. I had my
It
Chick-fil-A while we're eating on the live because it was my cheat day and I don't care. Got Matt the new kayak. Again,
did.
saw
Hey.
Mr. Ridenauer was in the chat. Of course, he had to
He's-
walk in on a Dookie story
He's still here.
because why not?
Hey, Mr. Crayon Eater. Do
That's
you
right.
have the bar for the foot pedal that goes on the boat? If you do, DM me. I'll DM you. Three Musketeers. It's a Baby Ruth, man. The Baby Ruth are your.
Are there
your
any questions?
typical
Did
turd.
anybody ask any questions about this stuff that we talked about, or are you?
I didn't
just
see
default
any.
to the- If you got any questions, go post them in the KBF members only group.
There you go.
Period.
And if you're not a KBF member, join and get in the KBF members only group because there's always shenanigans going on in there too.
Check that out. Hans can actually catch a big ass fish. He just sent me a picture. Look at that.
Look at there.
Yeah, boy. Congrats to him, old toad snatcher.
There we go. There we
And
go.
you just thought he could only design fishing kayaks, not that he can actually get out there and use them.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. All right. Well, glad to see all the fishing fam pop in the chat tonight. Everybody go jump in the Knucklehead Mayhem. Let's go. Coming up next week, I'm going to have Southwest Indiana Outdoors and his bride, the classy kayaker, on the Everything Kayak Fishing podcast. So we can go back. I keep talking to all these pros and these hammers and these. We're going to go back and get back to talking, get back to our grassroots, get back to some of the newer anglers. And yeah, it'll be a great time. Michael said he'll get it to you. So excellent.
That's all. I
Okay,
can read
perfect.
chat while you're talking.
All right, fam. That's it for Freedom Squad Friday Night Live. Chad, thanks for joining us. Matt, get
fuckers.
that kayak rigged. We got some mayhem bass to kick.
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody, have
Good
a
night,
great
y'all.
night.
Have a
Night.
great
We'll see
weekend. Good luck in mayhem.
That's right. Let's go get them. Thank you, Michael. Have a good one. We'll see y'all next time.
Oh, he's gone.
Yep.